I'm attorney Donald Sienkiewicz of the Estate Preservation and Planning Law Office in Amherst, New Hampshire. Today I'm going to tell you a bit about my personal and family life and how I ended up as a trust and estates lawyer. I grew up in Washington, D.C., and after high school I joined the Marines. After the service, I studied economics and environmental policy at Boston University, where I met my wife Katja. We've been married since 1996. Katja grew up in southern Germany, but came to Massachusetts at age 17 to be a nanny for a young family and has been here more or less ever since. After college, Katja and I worked out west, leading therapeutic wilderness expeditions for troubled teenagers. When it was time to have kids of our own, we moved back to Boston. I looked for a job that would allow me to teach and to work with young people. I taught high school biology and coached wrestling for 1 year. But I was also interested in public policy, and I didn't find school teaching as fulfilling as I'd hoped. So I went off to law school. I studied law at Northeastern University in Boston. Our daughter was born the spring before I began, our son was born at the end of my second year, and our other 2 daughters followed them in quick succession. After law school, I clerked for a judge at the Massachusetts Land Court. Then I went to work at a law firm in downtown Boston called Goodwin Procter. It was a great experience, and they paid me a lot of money to help our clients buy and sell shopping malls and office buildings all over the country. But I hardly ever saw Katja or the kids, at least not while they were awake. My family is really important to me. So in 2005, we left the big city and moved to a small town in New Hampshire, where we bought a house on a dirt road out in the woods. We wanted our kids to grow up in a rural area and have a free-range childhood. We had chickens, goats, pigs, a huge Belgian mare named Polly, and a St. Bernard named Moses. We grew a big garden and split all our own firewood and heated the house with a wood stove. It was a wonderful life. Eventually, though, the kids got older and interested in other things, and gradually we let the animals go. Now we're down to a betta fish. For 3 years after we moved to New Hampshire, I worked for a law firm in our state capital, still doing commercial real estate. But then the Great Recession came, and I got laid off in early 2009. I had a wife, 4 kids, and a mortgage, so I took whatever work came in the door. Right away, I got a criminal defense case and a divorce, and then someone asked me to do a trust. That was my last criminal case, and I only did 1 more divorce. But I found the trust work interesting and rewarding. I realized lots of people didn't have their affairs in order, and the results were sometimes disastrous for their families. Estate planning is a mix of numbers, strategy, and therapy. I liked being able to help people and not have to fight with other lawyers, so a couple of years later I decided to practice estate planning law exclusively. It's been great living, working, and raising a family in New Hampshire. We do all the stuff you'd expect, being in a state that has great mountains and forests and is right on the ocean. We like to sail, canoe and kayak, hike and climb in the White Mountains, ski and snowboard, fish, and crush old cars with our monster truck. Just kidding, we don't really have a monster truck. A couple of years ago, I gained a law partner, Judge Phil Runyon in Peterborough. Phil likes to tell people that I'm the older one, but he only looks that way because he's clean-shaven. I get to meet lots of interesting people in my work, learn their stories, and help them arrange their legal and financial lives so that their loved ones are taken care of when it really counts. If you think you might like to work with me to get your affairs in order, come and see me, and let's find out together. Just click the link that says 3 ways to start planning for my family today.